look like we sit from the side, but we're really in the middle. We're really in the middle.
Good evening, my friend. Welcome to Magic Kingdom and WDW Radio Live. I am Lou Mangello on an absolutely spectacular April 5th, somewhere around there, 2023. It seems like forever since I've been in the parks, certainly since I've been able to take you with me. If you're watching live, thank you so very much for joining me. Please do me a favor, tag and invite a friend to join us tonight. Sorry. As we spent a little bit of time in Tomorrowland. It is no coincidence that I chose Tomorrowland specifically because of the opening of TRON Lightcycle Run. We'll get to that a little bit later. And my love for this land, which I think is about to undergo a pretty significant change over the next unspecified period of time. We'll talk about that too. If you're watching on the replay, don't forget to join us every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, right here at WDW Radio Live. I'm not sure if you can tell, but it is an absolutely spectacular night to be in the parks. This is my favorite time of day. It is golden hour. The sun is setting. The temperature feels like it dropped 20 degrees from what it was earlier today. It is absolutely gorgeous. This is actually a really nice time of year to visit Walt Disney World by calling your Mouse Fan Travel Advisor. Whether you're coming to Worldland, cruising, coming with us we're going, by the way, next week on our WDW Radio cruise on the Disney Fantasy. Yes, I'm going to take you along with me on my stories and on live. We have our Adventures by a Nat Geo Expedition, River Cruise this December, and other adventures to be named later. But tonight, it's about you and me and spending the evening wandering Tomorrowland. Maybe we'll ride the TTA, of course. We'll check out TRON. I want to see it at night with you. This is my first time being in the parks at night to see TRON all lit up. And maybe, just maybe, we're going to try a little snack too, because I did a little pre-game research and a walk-by, and there's a new snack cart establishment in Tomorrowland by TRON, and it has two of my favorite words in it, dumplings. And this is a body built on dumplings and carbohydrates. So sit back, relax, tag and invite a friend. Let's wander, explore, chat, and visit Tomorrowland in Magic Kingdom. Let's go. So if this is your first time watching, tell me where you are watching from. Even if it's not your first time, tell me where you're watching from. And I think it's really interesting, Tomorrowland, because of all the lands in Magic Kingdom, Tomorrowland, it might not really, has probably undergone the most significant changes over the years. yet now sort of feels like it's in this odd transition phase. As you see that attractions have closed, not reopened. There's a little bit of handwriting on the wall, I think, in terms of the death knell sounding for some other locations as well. There's also been some subtle changes over the years, including this, the painting of the rockwork from the browns and the golds and the tans to this metallic, almost iridescent blue. And I know that I've been saying for years that I've been expecting Tomorrowland to undergo a reimagining, a retheming, a transformation. Obviously, COVID and all sort of the fallout afterwards. After that, I think has slowed those plans down. I think TRON is the first indicator of major changes that are to come. And major changes, I think, that have been in the works for some time. Before we get there, tell me your thoughts. Tell me your thoughts and feelings about Tomorrowland as a whole. The entire land. Do you love it? Is it a must-do? Do you feel like it needs an update? And I love the fact that I'm seeing people watching from around the country and around the world. I've been live broadcasting for, this will be 16 years, almost every week, and it still amazes me that we as a community are able to reach and expand and grow and welcome people from around the world. So thank you so much for watching, especially if you're watching in another time zone where it might be very, very late or very, very early. You know, Tomorrowland, I think, has always suffered from the blessing and the curse of its name. The inability, the inherent inability to remain futuristic. Remember, the sort of the life cycle of an attraction takes years, and sometimes by the time an attraction goes from concept to drawing board to modeling to execution to implementation and opening, technology has changed. A lot of things have been updated, and as you know, that sort of the idea that technology doubles every 7 years has now sort of been reduced to about every 2.5 to 3 years. It's even more difficult to remain something that appears or wants to sort of be futuristic, right? And so here's part of what I was talking about in terms of, and death knell is the wrong word, but when you see attractions close for an extended period of time and becoming a stroller parking area, you know that something is on the horizon. I think the Laugh Floor 2 might not necessarily be long for this world. I've never been that guy, and that's okay. If you had wings, how I miss you so. But I think there's other indicators. Hey, what's going on, man? How are you? Good to see you. There's a little bit of a delay, so here, wait, say hello.
Hello, everybody.
Introduce yourself.
I'm Ken.
Was I with you last time I was live too? Was it? Well, was it a Meet of the Month? Right? It was a Meet of the Month. Meet of the Month Hollywood Studios. So I'm just talking about how I think the handwriting is on the wall for an update coming to Tomorrowland. And here's, I think, one of the sort of obvious indicators. By the way, just look how beautiful. Is it not the most beautiful night out tonight? Like, this is the weather you moved to Florida for. Exactly. This is why you moved to Florida.
Nice breeze. The sun is down.
So when you see a merchandise location being gutted and having sort of temporary tables, this is an indicator that something is coming. You do not take retail space and not have it be a revenue generator unless there is some other sort of major plans for this. Now remember, this is the exit from one of the show theaters from what was Stitch's Great Escape. So I have to imagine there are plans in the works for something for this location. There just has to be. Here's a question for you watching at home. Janet, question for you as well. I'm going to put you in charge. Let's see if we can do it this way. I'm going to put you in charge of Imagineering. I'm going to give you unlimited budget and free access to all the IP that Disney has. What do you put in this location? What do you put in the Stitch's Great Escape location?
I think we need something like a, more like a Buzz Lightyear type. You know there's something over there. Maybe something more in here, like an attract another type of ride.
So what do you think? So what IP, what movie, what character, or do you create something brand new? Do you build something and create an entirely new storyline, not based on an IP? Right? That's always been sort of the debate. Do you bring in familiar characters and movies and stories, or do you create something completely new, like a Haunted Mansion? Somebody said WALL-E. I would love to see WALL-E.
I was about to say WALL-E, yeah.
I would love to see. I have a soft spot in my heart for WALL-E, so I would love to see that. And I think because of the nature of the building, having the two theaters, something like that, where it's not a ride-through attraction, but it's almost an immersive type story that takes place around you and in front of you, might be more appropriate. And I love that there's so much love for WALL-E. I think it is one of the most beautiful stories. And it's beautiful, and I know I'm a broken record about it, but the fact that there's no dialogue for so much of that film, especially at the beginning, how you're able to convey such meaningful emotion purely in visual, that's exceptional storytelling, right? It's like that line, and most people are most familiar with it from The Great Movie Ride. We didn't need dialogue. We had faces. It's the way that you can do that same thing via animation, being able to tell exceptional stories that same way. So here's a trivia question for you. How can you tell when it's a busy day in Magic Kingdom? When there's a long queue for the TTA.
That's it. That's the biggest indicator. I think they have extra hours tonight for hotels.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Goes to 1 a.m. tonight.
Is it 1 o'clock? Yeah.
I think it goes to 1.
What do you say? Should we ride? Do we wait and ride, or do we just wander? There's a little part of me that's saying we should wait and ride. It's a beautiful. Let's go ahead. Let's do it. Oh.
I've been stuck on this ride so many times.
So this remains one of my favorite attractions in Magic Kingdom. It's the beauty of the simplicity of it.
I think at the time it was a new technology that had magnets that propel it.
And the story that's being told doesn't matter, right? It's the ride system itself. Just being able to sort of sit back, relax, grab a friend, sometimes sneak a snack on board, and ride your way around Tomorrowland. If you time it just right, catch fireworks while you're at it as well.
I think I watched that TRON ride being built through the years.
Have you been on it yet?
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on TRON?
Super fast. You know, rock and roller coaster, I think this is faster than handlebars have these rings in. If you hold on for dear life, you're coming out with braille on your hands.
So, you know, Ken, you're a lot younger than I am, but as a kid who grew up watching Tron, the original Tron in 1982, this is the execution of everything you dreamed about, right? I would pretend I'd get on my BMX bicycle and pretend, I don't know why I confess all these things to you, I'd get on my BMX bicycle and pretend that I was riding on a light cycle. You know, my brother and I would sort of play Tron. We would sort of pretend that we were in the world of Tron because I was and remain sort of a huge video game nerd. And I think, although Tron Legacy at the box office might not have done as well as they would hoped, I think there still is this sense of wonder and nostalgia and interesting storytelling that takes place. You don't need to understand the films or be a fan of the films to enjoy the attraction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, you don't need to really know. It helps if you know the storyline.
Right.
Just the ride itself is such a thrill.
Somebody just said this is an hour-long wait. Oh, it's not. They're not loading anybody.
Yeah, you know the thing is, it breaks down a lot. So, I don't think it's that.
They're not loading. Yeah. Well, we're in now. You told me to ride, so now we're all in.
Sorry.
I didn't even bring a snack. Although I may have best snack in Magic Kingdom.
Well, you know what? It's not really. I don't think it's a snack. It's more of a side. I really like the Hush Puppies at Columbia Harbor House. Those are my favorite. I mean, they're crunchy. They have little pieces of corn inside them. Cornmeal. It's just so flavorful. I could eat them by the bagful.
I'm not saying that we have enough time for you to run to Columbia Harbor House and get us some, but I never even thought about that.
Yeah.
I might be making a detour through Liberty Square later on. I will say there's a new, it's not even a snack stand, it's a new sort of quick grab and go location by Tron Lightcycle Run that has dumplings.
Yeah, it's right down there.
We might have to just sample one just to be thorough. Oh, this is a bad indicator. When they're sending up repair people, that's not a good sign. We might
want to.
If we don't see them loading soon.
The ride is moving.
Yeah,
but they're not loading.
There's nobody on it. Yeah, this is not good. We might be having Hush Puppies sooner rather than later. Kira says churro bites from Pecos Bills. The nice thing is when it does go down, it doesn't seem like it goes down for long.
It's nice if you get stuck in the Space Mountain. See what the lights in Space Mountain.
So what's your favorite land, what's your favorite land in Magic Kingdom and why?
Let's see. I would have to say Tomorrowland because I really like all the attractions here. People Mover, Space Mountain, now Tron, Buzz Lightyear. I really like that. Although I will say the first time I was ever at Disney World, that was 1975. My first ride was Pirates of the Caribbean, and I was blown away because of the queue. It was a really hot summer day. We were there in July, and inside a building, inside there was the queue, and you were air conditioned, and you're cool while waiting online. I thought that was phenomenal. As a kid, I was just used to waiting outside in the hot sun and all the music.
All right, so you said Tomorrowland is your favorite. Let me do it this way. So you said Tomorrowland is your favorite land. Does Tomorrowland need an update?
They did one not too long ago, maybe 15, 20 years ago or so. They made it more like retro. It's always going to be evolving. That's the problem, I think, with Tomorrowland. The future is now. You know, and it's going to always evolve.
I think what I would like to see is similar to what they do in some of the overseas Tomorrowlands. It's this Jules Verne-esque Tomorrowland that never was.
Right.
Because it gives you the flexibility of putting things in without having to worry about it being dated too quickly. That's what Tomorrowland is. It's always been sort of the bane of the Tomorrowland existence, is trying to adapt to a future that's ever changing, and I just don't think you can do it. You can't adapt fast enough. I think you have to sort of abandon this idea of trying to showcase the future, as opposed to putting yourself in a place that affords you a wide spectrum of storytelling, so you can put an attraction in like a Wall-E without worrying about continuity of time and story. So for you watching at home or at work, I'm not judging, you're in charge of retheming Tomorrowland, what do you retheme it to? My favorite land question is like my favorite child question. Deep down you have one, but you don't want to admit it out loud. It varies for me. There's something that I love about Frontierland, and Frontierland at night, I think is a beautiful land. Same thing with Adventureland. I love the tiki torches. I love that sense of being transported somewhere else at a different time. There's a lot that I love about Tomorrowland, but I think it needs a refreshing, and I think it's what's coming. Right, we're sort of talking earlier on about, I think, the handwriting being on the wall. I would love to see where Tomorrowland can go, because I think there's also opportunity to include not one, but at least two new attractions where Stitch's Great Escape was, and I don't think Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor is going to be here forever either. I think it's a big space. I think it can be updated to something that has a little bit more of an attractor to it than it currently has.
Well, theming-wise, you were at Disneyland Paris recently.
Yeah. Disneyland Paris is a gorgeous park. Disneyland Paris is a spectacular park. Purely from a visual aesthetic point of view, their Space Mountain, their launch, that same thing, that Jules Verne turn of the century-esque aesthetic, is gorgeous. It is absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to eventually do a full discussion of Disneyland Paris. It may be the most beautiful Magic Kingdom. It may be the most beautiful Magic Kingdom. And this is my home park. And I love this park dearly. But it's gorgeous.
I was at Disneyland Paris the first year it opened up. So I'm sure it's changed a lot. I don't remember much of it because it was that long ago. But I do remember I enjoyed it. But what I found a little bit off on it, it was an old gray down. And I'm used to dark.
Yeah.
To Disney World, even to Disneyland, it's always warm. Usually warm.
I'll also say this, and it might sound blasphemous. It may be my favorite haunted mansion. Phantom Manor might be my favorite of the haunted mansions. I don't count Mystic Manor as a haunted mansion because it's not. But in terms of sort of the haunted house, as much as I love it here, Phantom Manor has a great additional sort of storyline to it. A beautiful, dark, somewhat scary aesthetic to it as well. That western scene at the very end is real, and even on the outside, the exterior, which I know was the subject of sort of controversy when it was being built, because Walt wanted everything to look pristine. For the French audience, it wouldn't have conveyed what was inside. It needed to be sort of that creepy mansion.
Right.
And at night, it's legit. It's a legit eerie attraction at night.
No, I was on that. I just don't remember it.
We need to go. When we do our London-Paris trip, Becky's going to get mad at me for saying, but when we do our London-Paris trip,
Oh,
we're going to have to
we
go.
want to do
Right.
that. We'll do it. We're doing the Daniel, so
I can't wait.
I can't either.
I cannot wait.
Christmas markets. Yeah. Wife loves gingerbread. What else?
I don't know if you heard the interview that I did with the Nat Geo and gingerbread and sausage. Gingerbread and sausage supposedly is what we have to look forward to. So. Do they do overlays at Christmas in Disneyland Paris? Sue, I'm not sure. I've only been once so far. I don't know. That's an interesting question.
For your safety, remain seated at all times, keeping hands, arms, feet, legs, and other appendages inside your car. And please supervise younger beings. Stay clear of the doors, which will open and close automatically. Enjoy your journey.
Oh, this is nice. This is a nice time to ride.
Please step carefully onto the new platform. Then step into the car. For your safety, remain seated at all times, keeping hands, arms, feet, legs, and other appendages inside your car. And please supervise younger beings. Stay clear of the doors, which will open and close automatically. Enjoy your journey.
Are you giving me a fun car? Am I going to get a fun?
The best car, obviously.
You are the best. Thank you.
Right here, watch your step.
Oh, look at that. Look at the moon and Space Mountain. Oh, God, this is so nice.
Supervise younger beings. Stay clear of the doors, which will open and close automatically. Enjoy your journey. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga sus manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del vehículo. Y cuide sus niños. Gracias. Please step carefully onto the new platform.
I'm not saying this is perfect, but this is as close to perfect as it's going to get.
At all times, keeping hands, arms, feet, legs, and other appendages inside your car. And please supervise younger beings. Stay clear of the doors, which will open and close automatically. Enjoy your journey. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado
This is the TTA Blue Line, non-stop service around Tomorrowland.
The new paint job on Space Mountain is spectacular.
Greetings, intergalactic travelers. Welcome aboard the People Mover, presented by Enterprise. I'm Morag 5, your guide aboard this highway in the sky, the absolute best way to see Tomorrowland. And my stars, is there ever lots to see? From spacecraft to monster max, there's really nothing like today in Tomorrowland.
For your safety, if you have wings, jetpacks, or gravity polarizers, please do not keep flying on board. Thank you.
The next station is Tomorrowland Urban Planning and Star Traders. Transfer to green and red lines.
Don't worry, your express train keeps on rolling through the future, right by two of my favorite spots. First up, Progress City, Walt Disney's amazing dream for a community of tomorrow. Did you know Progress City inspired Epcot? And a lot of the visionary ideas throughout Walt Disney World. Look, there's even a tiny people mover. I wonder if that means there's a tiny Borak.
Sound like the race there.
Attention travelers, your journey has been temporarily delayed. For your safety, please remain seated. Thank you.
Front row.
It's me.
Thank you for here for the safety please remain here on the airline and the vehicle and the able to make an anchor. I'm going to begin immediately. Thank you.
Now approaching Tomorrowland Speedway and TRON Lightcycle Run.
I love a good circuit, and these are two of the best tracks in the cosmos for a bit of fun speed competition.
Attention all visitors from Galaxy M31. Please keep forward-facing tentacles clear of oncoming vehicles. Thank you.
This is Starport 75.
Or as we locals call it, Spaceman. Our high-speed rocket port to distant deep space destinations.
Let relaxation wash over you. The coral blooms of Pisces 7. You H2 owe it to yourself. Book today.
'75 is the year that Space Mountain opened.
Paging Mr. Morrow. Mr. Tom Morrow, please contact Mr. Johnson at the control tower to confirm your flight to the moon. Thank you. Attention all visitors from Galaxy M31. Please keep forward-facing tentacles clear of oncoming vehicles. Thank you.
That's awesome.
To your right is the Astro Orbiter, our celestial symbol of interplanetary fellowship. Hop aboard and launch high above Tomorrowland for a spin amongst the planets.
The next station is Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress.
As usual, we'll keep moving ahead, and so does the carousel. Like progress itself, this theater never stops, inspiring new generations to dream of a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
Report to your star cruiser and join me on this daring space mission against evil and return.